Yes, that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and yes, that's right, this is a global speed stick update video, just to let you know what has been going on in the world of fast sailing. I tell you what, it's a bit sunny. I can hardly keep my eyes open without these bad boys. The global speed stick competition is a competition that is running all year round. Everybody can get involved. All you need is a GPS device and the desire to sail quickly. Just click on this link here. Now, September has got to be my favourite time of the year when it comes to fast sailing and the speed stick. That is because here in Velocitek Bay, the conditions become the fastest possible. Flat water and strong wind. But globally, it is the time of year when Europe is still happening, America is still happening, and the southern hemisphere is coming online for some fast sailing. So we want to see a lot more entries on the stick. For today's video, we're just going to be running through all of the updates on the speed stick since the last video, and we are going to be kicking it off in Thunder Bay, Michigan, USA. Now, we've got a speed of 10.4 knots, which you may think, hold on, I've seen quicker. It was on a Hobie 18 formula with wings, and check out who's been sailing that bad boy. Yeah, it's only Ralph, the oldest sailor on the speed stick, 90 years old and still out there sending it with Zach in Thunder Bay. Very good job there. Then in 57th position, we've got Val 70. I don't know if that's your real name, but sailing a Hobie 16 solo in an undisclosed location in the north of France with a speed of 13 knots. Then in 54th, we've got Hans sailing a Mini Cat 420. Very good choice with a speed of 14.6 knots. Good speed on the Mini Cat. It was at Lake Como, Italy. Very nice. And then just in yesterday, with a speed of 15.47 knots on a laser radial. That's right, monohulls are invited to join the speed stick. We've got Paul right here, Velocitek, Lefkas, Greece. Great stuff there, Paul. And then in 50th place, we've got Sam and Dell sailing a Hobie 16 in Parentis en Born Lake in France with a speed of 15.8 knots. And then we've got a notch up. Yes, once you've submitted a speed to the speed stick, you don't have to leave it at that. You could go out, send it again, and if you beat your previous speed, that will be updated on the speed stick. Just let me know. So in 47th, we've got Stefan on a Prindle 16 solo on Lac St. Joseph, Quebec, Canada, speed 16.2. Then in 44th, we've got Tim and Alex on the Hobie 16 in Oriental Neuse River, USA, North Carolina, speed 16.6. Then a little bit quicker, and I know this guy's fast because I've spent a week sailing with him. It's Declan on the Hobie Getaway in Dreviken, Stockholm, Sweden, speed 17 knots on the nose. Also with 17 knots on the nose in the USA at Seabrook Sailing Club, Texas, we've got Matt sailing solo on a Hobie 16. Now 17 knots solo on anything is quick. So nice job there, Matt and Declan. 39th position now for Jimmy and Greg on a Hobie 16. Crystal Lake, Michigan, USA. Speed 17.9 knots. Notching it up. We've got my good friend Marty sailing with Lars on the Hobie 18 on Lake Sempach, Switzerland. Speed 17.12. Notching it up. We just keep notching it up with Trevor and Ruben in 33rd, sailing a Hobie Tiger, Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii, USA, speed 17.55 knots. Great job there for Trevor and Ruben, nice sailing. Then in 32nd, we've got Richard and Sven sailing a Hobie 16 on the Rockport Reservoir, Utah, USA, 17.7 knots, I think. that is a pretty fast place to go sailing. So let's see some more coming from Rockport before the season's out, please. Right, then in 31st, we've got Stephen and David sailing a Hobie 16 on Grevelingenmeer, Holland, with a speed 18.10. Very nice. Bit quicker for Luke and Steph in 29th position on the Hobie 16, sailing out of Jersey in the Channel Islands. Let's have some more results in from Jersey, shall we? A massive Hobie sailing scene in Jersey. So if you're sailing in Jersey, get involved, get on the stick. We want to see you on there. And then in Markermeer in Holland, sailing an Inter 20 Nacra, 3 up. We have Bart, Renz and Marches. Very nice in 28th there. And then in 27th, we've got Sven and Frank sailing K2 Top Cat in the Bay of Lübeck, Germany, speed 18.5. Now keeping it dialed in on 18.5, sailing a Tornado, probably the best choice out there. We've got Peter and Elaine sailing in Bodas, Sweden in 26th position. Then in 25th position, we got Paul and Murray sailing a Hobie Tiger on Midmar Dam in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Hobie Tiger, 18.6 knots. It's time for more South African entries to the stick, I feel. And then in 24th position, we've got Ronnie and Guaji sailing a Hobie 16 on Almere, Holland. Speed 18.8 knots. Apologies for any bad pronunciations there. Okay. Then in 22nd, we've got Alex and Felix sailing a Top Cat K1 in Müggelsee, Germany, speed 18.9. We are cooking some goose now. And then notching it up with 19 knots, Hamburg, Lake Ulster, Germany, on a Dart 18, we've got Matthias and Stefan, 19 knots. Then in 16th position, dropping it in the slot, we have got Scott sailing his Hobie 16 solo, Cultus Lake, Oregon, USA, with 19.9 knots. Just a little bit shy of the big 20 there, Scott. But you just need to sheet in, curl your toes and hope for the best. Then in 12th position, we've got Kuba and Anya sailing a Nacra Evolution F18 in Gdansk Bay, Poland, speed 20.5 knots. There is a lot of goose being cooked on this speed stick, I think you'll find. And then we are notching it up a bit more. In 8th position, and this is where I want to go to do some fast sailing. So when the invite comes in, I'm jumping on a plane and getting to Lake Weber, Queensland, Australia, because down there is Steve, Ned Kelly, sailing solo on a Hobie 16 with a speed of 21.6 knots. Down in Lake Weber, these guys take sailing fast seriously. And then in 7th place, we've got Eric and Max sailing on a Nacra Infusion Mark 1, Melbourne, Florida, USA, with 22 knots. That is seriously shifting. Great job there, Eric. Then in 4th place, Philip and Carol on another Nacra Evolution on Markelmeer, Holland, with a speed 22.4 knots. That is absolutely smoking some Dutch cheese down there. And then in 3rd place, yes, we're on the podium now. We're heading back to the fastest lake in Australia, or prove me wrong, Lake Weber, Queensland, Australia, with 22.8 knots, sailing solo on the Hobie 16. We've got Jimmy Carpenter still hanging on to the podium. Nice job there, James. All right, and then in 2nd place, new entry, we've got Thomas and Felipe on a Hobie 16, sailing in Sota Grande, Spain, with a speed of 23.10. Now that is quick. Great job there, guys. Fresh in on the speed stick. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this to be the fastest recorded speed ever on a Hobie Tiger, and that is 24.2 knots, right here in Velocitek Bay, Lefkas, Greece, by Justin and Jan Maria taking the top spot on the speed stick. Now that is some very fast sailing. It must have been quite emotional to be going that fast, because I know when I've done the high 23s on the Tiger, that was a serious bit of code brown on the speed stick. So very well done to Justin and Jan Maria, showing some serious expertise there in eking that extra bit of speed out of a Tiger. Very good. So those are the updates to the speed stick. Are you not on the speed stick? You want to hear your name on Joyrider TV? You want to see your name on the speed stick leaderboard? If you want to see the speed stick leaderboard, click the link here. If you want to get a speed stick t-shirt or a hoodie like this, different colours are available, then click here. But yes, get involved. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV. Oh yeah.